Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it may be for you when you watch this. For me right now, it's actually Wednesday morning, but it is morning, and we're looking at the readings today for Thursday, and they're great. But really specifically for me, and where I'm called to in it. It seems especially relevant whether we're looking at it through the lens of the past year in a global pandemic, or even more specifically this past week. We got dumped with a lot of snow, and for many of us, we were stuck at home for a couple of days, and that can be kind of isolating, and in today's gospel, we have, Jesus gathered them and sent them out, two at a time, in pairs. And in that moment, in that time where we may feel alone, we're reminded, or I'm reminded, that the opportunity, the responsibility, or even the obligation of our faith to carry it out, to be of service, to bring it to other people is one we're never called to do alone. We are always supported in our faith. As you pull into our parish, it's in the very front. It's the Catholic community of St. Charles. We're always in community and supported in our challenges and in our celebrations, and we're always supported and challenged as we bring our faith to others. And I looked at these. I glanced at the readings on Sunday, and by Monday evening, in the very beginning of the pandemic, there's a group of friends of mine that we started getting together on virtually, and then eventually in somebody's backyard, spaced and all that kind of stuff. But it's supportive, prayerful group of guys that get together and discuss our faith and ways that we can support one another. And in the conversation on Monday night, we talked a lot about the idea of what that group of men has meant to each of us, and talking about the idea that, like, for many of them, they're like, I'm at home all day long with my kids who are going to school at home, and a spouse and all, and it's eventually there's this tension. And they talk about the idea that it's by coming there and being supported by this group of men, and processing and talking about it, and being encouraged to be better, to be more patient, to be more loving, more generous, and all that. That it's in that experience that they bring it home, and that's because it's Monday nights. It's really how it's become the cornerstone of for many of us, our week, and how we kind of carry ourselves into the rest. And I remember that night thinking, like, oh, this is the reading. This is our today's gospel. It's the idea that I'm at my best when I remember I'm not all alone, that I remember I'm not running the show alone, that I have an entire community of people behind me, surrounding me, supporting me, and sometimes it's easy to forget that for many of us, and in those times we forget to show up to that, to support other people, but also forget to just show up and know that, like, oh, right, this would be easier if I recognize that I have this tremendous gift of our Catholic community, and so for me today, it's an opportunity for gratitude, to be grateful for the men and women and community I have that support me in carrying this message of our faith to other people. And also to always be kind of accountable to it, to know that, like, it's not just people here supporting me, but to look around today and say, hey, is there anyone in my life who's forgetting this, who might need a phone call or whatever, to know that they're also not alone, as none of us really truly are. And so whether it's gratitude or that accountability, I hope that we can all, pray on both and be present to that, and be grateful for the gifts that we have. And most importantly, during this entire experience, is the gift of our health. So with that, as always, I'm grateful to be here as the staff has continued to look for ways that we can support our community, virtually for now, and hopefully I'll see many of you as things start to open up and people get more and more access to the vaccine and all that good stuff. So have a wonderful day, and I'll at the very latest see you here next week.